catch up?
Great. Good to be back. Good to be out there with the fellas.
How long did it take you to kind of feel normal after?
Probably about 3 or 4 days, but I knew when it happened, exactly when it happened. I knew I had a concussion, but it's all good.
We saw you kind of waiting for the team outside of the locker room. Why'd you do that?
I mean, they went out there and balled, finished the game off. You know, they dominated that game. You know, so it was cool to see, cool to celebrate with those guys when they got off the field.
What did you think of Tyler and the way he played without?
He's always prepared, so it's like it's no surprise to me. Like I see him practice his craft every day, so he's always prepared. So it's no surprise.
What's the relationship like between you two? Because in other circumstances, you could see it being an issue.
Yeah. I mean, we're really close. You know, that's my guy. He cool people. I mean, we talked a lot. He helped me out a lot. I helped him out a lot with as much as I know, and you know, I kind of lean in on him when I have some things that I need to work on. So we help each other out a lot.
We talked about Jeff Stoutland, you know, and we've seen the past few weeks, you guys have had 4 different starting lineups the past 4 weeks. What's he doing behind the scenes to make sure you guys are ready?
Yeah, I mean, like I told you when he asked me about Steen, like I feel like we're all prepared in different ways. Like so, he always makes sure he coaches us in different ways. He coaches us up in different ways, so we're all ready to go whenever our number is called.
What types of challenges are you seeing out of the Jaguars for this week?
They have 2 good edge rushers and Josh Allen. I played him in college 1 year, but I didn't finish that game. I dislocated my finger. And then they have Trayvon, what's his name? Trayvon Walker. Yeah, they got him as well. And then they got Armstead as well. So they got those 3 guys. They got really good rushers. You know, we just gotta hone in on those, hone in on our craft, make sure we get to our spots before they get to their spot, and do what we gotta do.
They running a lot of stunts.
Yeah, everybody runs a lot of stunts, so we got to be prepared for every stunt, every game.
Personality. What's behind that from your vantage point?
Well, I think we have a really good running back in the backfield, and we like to give him touches. But you know, I think we had some discussions there, you know, during the bye week and coming back to what was our identity, and we hadn't established that. So, you know, if I had to compare it to anything, I would compare it to maybe 2021 when we played Detroit. And, you know, we had a similar kind of offensive attack the first few weeks when we played Detroit and ran lots of run plays, lots of play actions, and it worked out really well for us. So I feel like it's more of the same formula. And, you know, when you're able to do that, you're able to lessen the pass rush. You're able to put backers into positions where they have to play the run or the pass. And so instead of being, you know, kind of one-dimensional, so I think it's helped from that standpoint.
Was it a player-led movement?
Yeah. I mean, it's really an offensive-led movement. I mean, we knew we had to make some adjustments. Some of the guys, some of the leaders, veterans on the O-line, you know, we had our fair share of talks in helping it. So we just want offense to be the best version of itself and you know, win some games and hopefully, you know, score some points in the first quarter.
Yeah. So how does that work? Do you guys go as a group to present it to Nick, or does it go?
No, it's really you know, when we have offensive meetings and the whole unit's in there, we kind of collaborate, and it's not all like we're in our separate meetings. It's really in one meeting room. So you know, I thought it's gone well. We played well the past few weeks. Formula's gone well, but you know, we have to be prepared to adapt. If teams want to load the box and make us go another route, we will. So we're used to that too.
From the outside looking in, sometimes players going to a coach to make changes can be viewed as a negative, but it doesn't sound like you're describing it like that. Like, were the meetings tense, productive? How would you describe it?
No, it's about production. It's about having a great offense. It's not about saying, hey, you're wrong here. We're all in this together. So everybody has a win. When we win, everybody has a loss when we lose. So for us, it's about getting the offense rolling and putting our best foot forward. And so that's what it's really about.
You've had a few head coaches in your career. How would you say Nick is when it comes to listening to players and making those suggestions?
Yeah, no, he's very responsive and he's very back and forth. He's not going to dismiss you. He's going to be there listening. You know, that's what I think Nick's so great. He listens and we make changes and we adapt. And so it's not in one ear and out the other.
Would you say it's encouraged from him to bring stuff to him like that?
Yeah, I mean, it's always, you know, kind of been that way. I'm an older player, and I feel like, you know, I've been here a long time, so I may have some advantages. But, you know, Nick has always been a great communicator. Whenever stuff has gone wrong, we've, you know, have done a good job of communicating. So, you know, we all want to win games, and so that's really what we're trying to do.
Who were the key player voices that were heard during that time?
I mean, probably the O-line. I mean, I'd say veterans, me, Jordan, and Landon. But really, we're in the O-line room together. We're in the offensive meeting room together. So, you know, we're talking to Keller and we're talking to Coach. And that's what the teamwork's about. It's not all the coaches. It's not all the players. It's, you know, both of us working together to produce results. So.
Nick made a big thing about the physicality. I think when we think that, we automatically think running game. But he brought up Jack stole the pass and pass protection. So is that can it work?
Yeah. On one of the play actions, he had to block one of the ends for about 5-6 seconds. So he got a good dose of what playing tackle feels like. But no, man, I was proud of him. You know, in certain situations, certain plays, you know, sometimes they call it the big. You got to wear the big boy britches for the play. So he did a good job last week. You know, something normally tight ends have trouble doing, but you know, he's played tough, man. We got a great team. A lot of young players that are getting better with experience in each game, so I just feel like we're continually improving.
How much different is the Jaguars defense with new coordinator than the one you saw 2 years ago?
A little bit different. You know, with motions, they like to send stuff on a chain with the backers and the safeties. I think their edge players are, you know, probably their two primarily best guys with Hines Allen and Trayvon Walker on the edge. So I think Trayvon's done a great job becoming the player that he is. He sets edge tremendously well. He has a lot of sacks, good cross chops. So I feel like he's developed as a pass rusher. And Josh Allen is continuing to kind of think what he's been doing, which is producing at a high level. So, but I think the ends are probably the marquee guys for their team.
And you played next to Tyler for the last couple of weeks. What have you seen about his improvement since over the summer?
Yeah, I mean he's I think so much more developed than he was coming in. You know, he's a young guy, probably could have done another year in college if he wanted to, but his play strength's improved, his technique's improved, and you know there's some plays here and there that you'd like to have back, but with each game he's progressing. You just see the player just keep ascending and rising. So he's learning from coaching, and now he has the attributes to kind of to play inside. Man, it's a hard game inside. You got to be physically strong, got to be able to play low. Pass off games, so he's done a great job.
Lane, the Salute the Service Award, why, at what point in your life did the servicemen and women become such an important part?
Well, I've had family in the armed forces, World War II, Vietnam. I hired my trainer, who was a Spec Ops Marine, so 6 or 7 years ago. So he's been a tremendous part of my life. You know, we've helped a lot of people in the military. You know, the different branches, communicating with them. And so, you know, whether that be the mental health side or recovering from tragedy side, but I felt like, you know, Gabe, my trainer's really helped me step into that role more, and he was really the primary influence behind that. And so, you know, shout out to him, Gabe Wrangle.
He on Gold Star families that you meet with.
Yeah.
I guess how does that resonate with you, with those Saturday meetings?
Well, just, you know, puts, I think, life into perspective. You know, I'm obviously playing a game that's for entertainment and for enjoyment, but when you hear real families that go through real hardships and real tragedies and may not have the resources to bounce back, you know, you hear their voices, you hear what they've overcome, what they've had to do, and how they've been helped. And so that's the reason for, like, myself partnering with the Travis Manion Foundation past few years, because when I talk to these people, they all say this one certain organization has helped the most, and not just talk, so it's a lot of action. So you know, shout out to the Travis Manion Foundation and everything they've done and allowed me to be a part of, and just tremendous honor. And you know, I want to continue to make it go.